think I look good. I can't see myself. Let's go. Trailers. Movies have them. But what if movies were more like books, you know? Whenever you just walk into a bookstore, you don't necessarily have trailers to tell you, hey, this is the best Agatha Christie, or this is the best other author's name. Usually, you have to rely entirely on the cover. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. What if movies were like books? Not in the sense that you had to read the movies, but in the sense that you had to judge them only on the cover. Whether you realize it or not, one of the biggest things to get you to go see the movie is the cover. The poster, the art, the artistry, the stuff right behind me. You look at that and you don't say, I want to see a movie called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre because the movie's called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You want to see it because you want to know who will survive and what will be left of them. And also you get a good shot of the killer, you get a good shot of the victim hanging on the meat hook, and then you have the nice tagline, what happened is true. Now the motion picture that's just as real. Sometimes movie posters are lame, okay? Sometimes movie posters are just a picture of a dude with a weapon, or sometimes they're a side profile of a dude with something in the background. Honestly, one that I think is kind of lame is for the film Bomb City. See, you just have a side profile of this dude with a mohawk, you don't know who he is, and then there's the Cadillac Ranch behind him, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Is that gonna sell me on the movie? Like, I don't know. I got sold on the movie because it happened in my hometown. Yay. But other people, they just look at it and they think, what is this? What am I supposed to be watching? That's why I prefer one of the home releases over in Europe, because they got a better cover for their DVD. Once you get to the home market, you really have kind of crap to judge it on, because sometimes the posters will look really good, like really, really good, and then sometimes they'll release on home and it's just like, oh, we need to release a movie on home. There it is. That's it. That's the movie. That's a movie that you paid to see. The few examples that I can think of are like, the Disney Renaissance movies, they got hit hard. They got hit hard whenever they released on VHS, because look at this. Look at this. Look at this Beauty and the Beast cover. Look at this Mulan. Look at Aladdin. They are all so artful and so simple, so amazing. And then you throw that shit on DVD and Blu-ray and it just looks like, oh, you slap on a few of the main characters, you slap on the title of the movie, and boom, you sell it. That's the movie we're watching. Okay. I also really don't like the DVD cover for the Jaws movie, because in the original, the shark looked like it had some weight to it. You know, it was kind of like fleshy looking. And in the DVD cover, it just looks kind of like a triangle. A moving triangle. That's all. And sometimes the Americanization of it can also look pretty bad. A Night to Remember, one of the movies that I absolutely love, it has a really good artistic poster, and the Americanization is just kind of action-y, which is not what the movie is at all. But the Blu-ray that I have is very representative of what we are talking about. So sometimes one of the problems with really classic movies, like by classic movies I mean really classic movies like The Shining, Psycho, is that you often get a cover that just kind of fucks up things, you know? Like the Psycho cover that I have, it completely spoils the movie if you haven't seen it. Not that the movie hasn't already been spoiled by countless pop culture references and stuff like that. No. If you're going into this movie blind and you have to judge it solely on the cover, you know that, hey, there is going to be a scene where this woman here that is screaming is likely to be stabbed. And Hitchcock didn't want that. He famously wanted people to go into the movie without knowing that, spoilers, that woman who got stabbed. He didn't want people to know that. Sometimes the DVD covers ruin things even more when it looks like they post things out to Hot Topic or to DeviantArt. Edward Scissorhands is a really, really good movie. I absolutely love Edward Scissorhands. And the first time that I saw it, it had this poster of him, just a side profile of him, where the background was white, there was a butterfly on one of his scissor hands, and I honestly thought it looked kind of like a scary movie. But the DVD that I have, it looks like something that somebody in DeviantArt made, because you have the castle in the background, you have all the trees and stuff in the background, you have Edward, you have Winona Ryder, I forgot her name in the movie, but she's holding her hands around him and she's making like a heart, like a little heart. And it's like, why? You don't need to be doing that. And it looks like just terrible fan art. It looks pretty bad. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. What is this cover? This cover's lame. Why would you include it? It looks like a generic horror movie, when that is absolutely not what Killer Clowns from Outer Space is. Killer Clowns is hilarious. It's about killer those things. Except that they don't look like those things. They look like these things. And The Shining, the one that I have, like most DVDs, they're not going to look like the poster, but each DVD cover that I have seen for The Shining just has friggin' Jack Nicholson's face doing the thing, doing that thing. And it's boring to me because, like, that is a crucial scene in the movie. You're not really supposed to know that Jack's gonna go insane, and it makes you feel more danger for him. It makes you feel more danger for the family, I mean. Sorry. But nope, just slap the villain's face on there. I kind of like this abstract cover that came with mine. It has an axe in a red background with the text, "Here's Johnny." And that's about all it does to communicate this is what the movie is about. I honestly feel like the poster did it better, but what do I know? Star Wars has had a very interesting history with their covers and how they wanted to represent the movies. In the 80s, I feel like that was perfect. Those were perfect movie covers. And then you had the VHS releases, which were just pictures of Star Wars people's faces. And then what I have right here is a really cheap $30 Star Wars. And if I haven't seen a Star Wars before, I'm gonna ask, who the hell is this guy in the black suit with the red lightsaber? And then I take it out, and it's just the same thing. It's boring. It's a guy with a weapon. You don't want to see just a guy with a weapon. You want to see action. You want to see what the movie is going to represent. And a lot of the old Star Wars posters were really neat, were really creative, were really, they rolled the ball a little bit. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as I said, I think it has a very unique poster, which is why I got it. But in the past, it's had kind of lame posters. Kind of lame DVD covers, I mean. And really, the one that I can think of is also one of the ones that I have. I have a lot of Blu-rays. But really it just shows a photoshopped image of him running. It's supposed to be the final scene. He's running from his house with the chainsaw in hand. And I just think that's kind of lame. I liked that there was a special edition of the movie where the covering was it just looked like a thing of ground beef. And that was it. That was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre DVD that you got. And I think that that's actually really creative. That really kind of tells you, hey, this movie's probably going to make you not want to eat meat ever again. Sometimes you get really lucky, like with King Kong, the version that I have, it's just normal art that came out when the movie came out, so that's neat. Sometimes you get really lucky and that happens. Sometimes you get extremely lucky, because when I bought Black Christmas, I wasn't expecting anything other than the movie that I already enjoyed. But the cover is actually reversible, kind of like a PlayStation 4 game. So what happened was I got it, opened it up, and I saw the cover that I wanted inside, and I was like, ooh, yay. So I flipped it. And now it looks good. Now I like it. So, in the end, all I want to say is next time you look at a movie poster, just kind of look at it and wonder, what is this telling me about the movie, and would I buy it solely based on the cover? I know that there are a lot of DVD covers that are just absolutely terrible. Just stuff that you would pick up and you would catch the flu just by looking at it. But there are also other movie covers that are just fucking spectacular, man. DVD covers that you look at and you say, I want to buy that. Anyway, that's going to be it. Turn to Skullcap Productions whenever I have another idea in my head. See ya.